All right, man. Are we live or what? It says we're live.
All right,
We are live.
we're live.
We're
Yeah,
live.
we're live. Five,
It's
4, 3,
alive.
2, 1, 0.
Boom. It's actually worked. What's up, dude?
Not much, man. I'm excited.
Dude, I'm super excited. And so we're excited for what? Actually, why are you excited?
Well, because I'm here. That's why I'm excited. I don't know about
You're
you're excited. I think you're
excited.
excited because I'm here too.
I would be excited too if I were you and got to be here with me, and I understand. So I'm excited that you're excited.
Okay, all right. I don't think anybody else cares about that. But so let's listen. So let's talk about this. So I'm Polish Peter, and this is Jason Wojo from Life and Learn. For those of you
Hey.
guys who don't know who we are, and what we're going to talk about today is about actually creating your vision for your life.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I found throughout my life, throughout my journey in my life, when you don't have a vision, what happens, Wojo?
Nothing good, I'll tell you that.
Right.
Nothing good.
Yeah, and for the longest time in my life, I never actually wrote a vision down until one day when I finally came across Life on Air and I started actually looking and writing my vision. All of a sudden, things started to come to fruition for me in my life. It was just
Right.
coolest thing ever. So we want to talk about that today and then share this some strategies, maybe some tips with the group, and talk about workshop that we have coming up. It's going to be awesome. Getting back into the swing of things.
So let's I want to set the frame a little bit for people to understand what we're talking about here for a vision and why you need one. So here's the thing, a lot of people, so in Life and Air, we deal with a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, real estate investors, people that have basically decided like, hey, I don't really want to work for, the man, the woman, whatever gender preference you want to include there. They want to pave their own path, right? And they want to have the freedom and the flexibility, and they want to, just be their own boss, right? They're sick. The boss they had is a jerk, or they're sick of working long hours and everything else. And so they go into business for themselves. And what we've found over and over again is, and by the way, business is hard enough by itself. But what happens is, they start going down this path of business success, and they realize that everything else in life gets sacrificed as a result. Maybe this has happened to you, where you're so busy working that you're missing the kids' soccer games, the piano recitals, and dinners with your family. And now you haven't, who knows when the last time you saw your friends were, and the last time you hung out and watched a football game, or went and got a glass of wine, or went to whatever you do for fun, right? Who knows when the last time you read a book or did any your whatever hobbies you enjoy. And like, life takes on this like really weird, unsatisfying, stressful, overwhelming feeling. And you're like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what happened here? Like, I've been working so hard. I've been doing everything right. I've been following the plan. I'm looking around, and everybody seems to be encouraging me to do all these kinds of things. And I think I'm doing it. And life isn't what you thought it would be, right? And like, you get to that road, and some people, it's kind of a bizarre thing. I see two things typically happen here, Peter, with people. If this is a business owner, number one, they sometimes decide, you know what, this isn't for me. I'm going to close my doors, because it's not worth the collateral damage that's being caused in my life. Or they work harder and harder and harder and harder, and think they're like, I just got to break through. It's that next deal, right? If you're a real estate investor, how many times have you said this to yourself? I just need one more deal, right? Or if you're a business owner, maybe I just need another $5,000 a month of revenue, or whatever it is.
If I just get an extra $30,000 on this deal, I'll be good.
Right. Life's going to be great. I'm going to finally arrive, and I'll finally be there. Well, the truth is, Peter, this, that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen, right? That's a myth. That's a horrible lie. And so what happens is, and sometimes people choose this path for 10, 20, 30, 50 years, and they get to the end and they're like, what have I done in my life? Like, all I've done is worked, and I've strived for excellence. I wanted to succeed. I tried to do everything right. And here I am, alone, unhealthy. My life is terrible. I don't even know what I'm going to do with my life now, because all I know how to do is work. I don't remember what my hobbies are. I don't, there's nothing left for them to experience other than like just regret. And so that's why they need a vision, right?
Well, dude, aren't you a ray of sunshine today?
Now that everybody is excited and happy and woo, all right, we're going to start off this Friday on a great note.
Yeah, no, but listen, on the serious side of things, here's the thing, how I explain this to students, because I actually had a conversation with a woman yesterday, and she is considering starting a business. She has she's an employee working for somebody else, and she wants to start a business. I started asking her questions about her business. And one of the things she decided to do that she's going to start a business, and the location where she's going to start the business for various reasons is about almost hour and a half away from where she lives right now. Actually, because of where she lives, it's going to be in another state because it's close to the border, where she lives. So almost hour and a half away. So that starting that business for her, it's going to end up being about almost 3 hours of commuting every
day.
single day.
Yeah.
Right. So then I asked her, well, what do you want your life to look like? What do you want to end up living your life? She's like, well, I want to travel a lot. I love traveling. I want to spend time with my family. I want to spend time with my kids. They're grown, but I want to go on vacations with them. Right. I want to enjoy life. And so I asked her, all right, so with that type of a business where it's a physical thing, how you are looking to structure it, hour and a half away, do you think you'll be able to do that? And she kind of thought about it. And I think she got an idea of like, you know what? That may not actually help me live my life. And the thing is that we tend to design and make choices in our life a lot like what she just discussed yesterday with me about. Because here's the thing, consider this. Let's say, and this is how most people design their life without a vision. They think about, let's say you live in North Carolina, where you live, somewhere in the boondocks over there. You live somewhere in the boondocks, right? Anyway, I don't even, is there an actual word, boondocks?
It's something along those lines. I don't know what the right word is.
Whatever.
Just with use. If you say it with an accent, nobody knows what you're saying anyway. Don't worry about it.
That's right. Transcripts are at the bottom of the window. Okay. So anyway, so listen, if you're living in the boondocks and your vision, quote, without actually having vision, you want to end up you want to live in California because it's a great place. And most people just pick, okay, California, but they don't know exactly where in California, what that's going to look like, what a house, with the location, whatever. They just talk about California. And they don't have a vision for what that journey is going to be like, what that destination is all about. So they start driving down the road towards California. And they, let's say, go across Atlanta and they see this cool freaking neighborhood, end up stopping over there because it's a great neighborhood to be able to live in. Also known in real life as an opportunity, right? Shiny object, or some kind of a great opportunity for you to go and work for somebody for extra pay, or you find this business partner or this new real estate investing strategy, right? And you start jumping on that. You live there for a while, you do that for a while, it's not working as well. So you keep driving towards California. Now you come across Texas, and now you see a whole bunch of new things. But that's how a lot of times people live, and they start making choices and decisions without having that vision to be able to get as fast and as clear to the exact location that they want to do and get to in California. And what ends up happening in real life is that you have all these different opportunities that you show up, and before you know it, you wanted to work 6 hours a day, right? For let's say 3 or 4 days a week, and you're working now 120 hours a week because you're working this opportunity, and you're running around like a chicken with a head cut off. You know, and that's one of the number one reason to have that vision where you want to get to. It's so important because it's going to allow you to eliminate a lot of those shiny objects. It's going to allow you to get focused, get intentional, get, whole thing about time management, get to where you want to go to. And that's what that document, that vision does for people. And it's an amazing thing.
Man, I think it's even worse than what you mentioned, because you're mentioning, people have opportunities, they get distracted, they get sidetracked. I don't even think most people see it as an opportunity as getting sidetracked. They just don't have a vision. They don't know they're trying to get to California. They're just like, I want to go somewhere. And so they just start driving, right? They don't know what the destination is because they've never given it the time to think about it. Most people spend more time, planning a vacation than they do their life. More people spend more time planning a party or a get together or a wedding or whatever it is, like, then they plan their life. And so they don't even know where they want to go. And so for them, this is why, for instance, like if you've ever, people kind of find themselves in jobs like that they never went to school for, they never really thought they would do. because it became available, or maybe they knew somebody, or maybe because they needed money. But and they just, and then 10, 20 years later, they're still there because they still, now they have this other problems, right? Like they've been doing it for so long, their restriction and their focus is kind of really narrowed, and they've lost the ability to think and to dream. And so regardless of where you are, whether and by the way, let me also add, this isn't just about your job and your business and your career. This is
Mhm.
about every part of your life. Let's talk about, having a vision for the relationship with your spouse that you desire. Dude, the divorce rate is staggering. I'm divorced, you're divorced. I didn't have a vision for that relationship when I
Mhm.
first got married. I didn't
Me
have
either.
any kind of criteria for who I wanted to be and who I wanted that person to be with me. And so, like, that's what happens. Like, there's real life casualties as a result of not having a vision in our health, not having a vision for your health, right? Like, you know, um, not having a vision for your relationships, not having a vision and a specific outcome of what you want your spiritual life to be like. It goes to your friendships, everything, your finances, all of it, your time. You need the vision. You need the vision first. And this isn't a common misconception. Is like, hey, I just need to worry about making money now. I'll worry about the vision later. No, that's the wrong thing
Right.
to do. That is one of the most, uh, I would say, one of the most dangerous of all of the myths that we learn, because then what happens is exactly what Peter mentioned. You kind of just end up pursuing all these different things. None of them are giving you what you want. How many times, Peter, have we sat down with students and they finally take the time to create a vision? And one of the things in that vision is like, hey, like you said, I want to work 20 hours a week. I want to be location independent. I want to travel in my RV around the country. And yet now their life looks very different. And now listen, it's possible, but now we have a whole lot more work to do to get to that vision. So why not start with the vision first and then use that as a filter? This is your filter, your entry point for all of the decisions that you're going to make regarding the other stuff in your life. It starts with the vision and the other things follow.
Right. And I love that. And I make all of my important decisions through as my vision as a filter. That's the whole document that I use to make my decisions in life. Does it align with my vision? That get me closer to my vision, further away? And that choices, those decisions become a lot simpler. And not get easier, but a lot simpler. And there is another huge benefit that I want to talk about before I jump into that particular benefit. I just want to mention, because for those of you that know us, you know that we do these events where we actually sit down with you. It's like a workshop for 3 days and help you craft your very own vision for your own life. It's very personalized to be able to go and sit down, get focused for the next 3 days, kind of thing, and deconstruct your life. Then look at what do I want my life to look like and actually create a vision around it with steps, with actions, with waypoints to be able to go and start working towards the vision. Think about it this way. After 3 days, you can have somewhat of a document that you can actually clarify to, and then look, how do I construct and design my life to get me closer to where I want to go? If you want to live in Hawaii, you put that in your vision, and all of a sudden, what ends up happening is your focus shifts to be able to start fulfilling more on the vision. So one of the things that has happened over the last year with everything going on with the COVID, the in-person events were kind of halted, and we are finally, which I'm really excited, getting back into doing
Yeah,
live events. And the first one is coming up next month, April 29th, right? 29th, 30th, and May
correct.
1st.
Correct.
And it's in Vojo's backyard, not
Yep.
literally his backyard, but it's in his backyard in
Close enough.
Raleigh, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina. And here's the cool thing that we're doing, because we want to give something back to you guys to actually show you how you can have your life designed for the next future. I mean, this is the opportunity for all of us to go and take life into our own hands, right? Take charge of our lives, so to speak. So what I would encourage you guys is to go to, what's it, lifeonair.com/Raleigh 2021,
2021.
right?
Yep.
You
Yep.
can pronounce that name actually probably a lot easier than I have. Raleigh, I think I did it right.
Yeah, you did
But
it right,
Raleigh
man.
2021. And when you get there, guess what? You can go and sit down at that 3-day event, the Get a
Get a
Life
life
Getaway
getaway.
event,
Yep.
right? The Get a Life Getaway event, do all the work, get your workbook, do the exercises, because we're going to be doing these. We're going to, help you. We're going to challenge you. We're going to probe at certain aspects of different kinds of visions. We're going to share stories, and you can do all through this whole thing for the 3 days for, guess what? The price off $1. Here's why we're doing that, because we want to help you guys get that life. And we want to prove to you guys that this stuff actually works. Then, and only then, after that 3 days, if you say this was like the best thing ever, and by the way, we've done this for how many years now?
12.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't think anybody said, except for Vojo, sometimes they say that he sucks, but I mean, that's just
No one's ever said that.
no, but if you say this was the best thing that we ever done, after the event, we're gonna automatically charge the remaining amount of $496, which is down from actually the $1,000 a ticket that we normally charge. And if you say, you know what, I don't like it, this was not what I expected, it was not as good, you just come up to us, tell us that. You can return your workbook and just attend the event for $1, and that's it.
Yeah. And so, and I also want to give a little bit of context here, Peter. So we've had over 10,000 people, count that up, 10,000 people go through this event. And normally the way this works is we have people pay up front. And then we say, if you didn't like the event, basically like what Peter said, we will give you 100% refund, no questions asked, come up to this at the end of the event. I've never had a single person in all the years I've been doing this ask me for their money back. And so there's not a stronger testimony that I can think of as to the power of this event and how this will absolutely transform your life from A to Z. Now, the other thing I want to give you context for is this ticket is normally $9.97 for a single ticket. What we are offering is the $1, but get this, you can bring someone else at the same cost, meaning that for that $497 total, if you loved it, you get to bring 2 people. Sorry, it's for 2 people. So it's you and one other person. So, and why do we do this? Well, I don't know about you, Peter, but like life is, number one, a whole lot more fun and enjoyable when you're doing it with other people. But quite frankly, there's a little bit of a selfish reason too, because as you have people in your circle around you that are also pursuing their life inner vision, now they give you support and encouragement, and they understand what you're trying to accomplish. They can back you up. They're in your corner. And now together, you guys kind of, it's like the rising tide lifts all boats, right? You all improve at the same time. And it just makes it so much more powerful. And so you can bring a friend, a family member, your spouse. We've had people bring their kids. And it doesn't matter what age you are or where you are in life right now. We've had people as early as literally 13 years old come to this, maybe even 12. And then we've had people in their 80s come to this. We've had stay-at-home parents. We've had CEOs. We've had Peter. We've had congressmen. We had a Supreme Court judge come to this. We've had every walk of life, professional athletes, everyone will benefit from this event, because once you have that vision, because everybody needs a vision, whether you are struggling right now and COVID has hit you really hard and you need to get a plan moving forward, or whether you're doing okay, but you want to reach the next level, the vision is the tool that will get you there. It could be because it provides the strategies, the techniques, and it wraps everything up in a life and air philosophy to allow you to live your best life.
Exactly. And by the way, one last thing in regards to the event is, because of the COVID, we have only 35 seats available to be in the room. So obviously, unless you are a really, 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 really tiny person, that means that you're going to have to, you count as one person. So 35 seats, make sure that you claim your ticket sooner than later, because those are going to fill up really quickly. We already sold a bunch of tickets, so I just want to make sure that you guys have a ticket. So yeah, those are the things. It's a reality, and that's what we're going to do. But this is going to be a great event, and I'm really excited because me and Vojo are actually teaching. He is actually going to be helping me out. No, but yeah, and it's going to be an awesome event. For those of you who have actually been to the event, it's an awesome event. I have a lot of people coming back to the event over and over again because they lived that vision, fulfilling their vision, and then now they want to update their vision, right? And they come in, and this is the 3 days allows them to truly focus on that specific aspect of their life.
Well, dude, let me jump on that, because sometimes I get the question like, well, hey, if your event is so great, why do people come back? And I'm like, actually, let's think about that question. That means they wrote something down and it's become outdated, right? which
Mm.
means they accomplished it. So this isn't pie in the sky, feel good approach to living. This is solid, proven strategy. And so when you come, you're going to get your vision, you're going to get the exact plan for how to make that a reality. This isn't like this dream. It's not a dream, right? It's not just a goals list. We're going to walk you through how to actually achieve it. And so when somebody comes back, they're like, yeah, I'm working on 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, whatever, because I've already knocked off all the items on this vision. I wasn't, and this is a common thing too, is like the first time through, people are like, I didn't realize how quickly this would come true. And so I guess I was dreaming too small. And so now I'm going to dream a little bit bigger, because not everybody has that huge, dream for the stars mentality. They have to start off with the baby steps, and maybe they want to accomplish something first. And now they're coming back again because they have checked it off their list, and they're living their vision, and they're going for the next upgraded version. And so it's awesome to see. That's the proof right there that this actually works.
Yeah, I love hearing the stories from people when they come back, or even like the students, because of their visions that they've completed. People paid off tons of debt.
Well,
People have restored their marriages. People have restored their relationships with their kids, with their spouses, with their people in their family, brothers, sisters.
yeah, yeah,
Somebody I hadn't talked to somebody for 20 years. I don't know if you remember that one gentleman. I don't remember what city it was, but he was sitting on the right side of the room, and I challenged him. I spoke to him in front of the room with the mic, and he said, "I haven't talked to my dad for what 20 years." And I said, "Well, listen, when you're going to talk to him?" After we had a short conversation, he goes, "Right now." So he literally got up, walked out of the room, and we continued with the event. About 10 minutes goes by. He comes back, and he's got a biggest freaking smile ever. I mean, it was just amazing. And we just
yeah.
literally immediately started asking him, "So what happened?" He goes, "Man, I talked to my dad. First time in 20 years." And I said, "Well, what did he say?" He goes, "Man," he goes, "I've been waiting on this call for the 20 years." And it's just the coolest thing that you get
Dude,
to experience. I mean, I just got shivers just literally thinking about the time, because this is what matters, man. This is what
right.
it's about, about the relationships and things like that. And we got so many of those kinds of cool stories that it's unbelievable.
Well, how about the couple that attended our, I believe it was Pittsburgh, I believe. I'm almost positive it's Pittsburgh. They let us know after 11 months, 11 months after the event, they had paid off $375,000 of debt,
Yeah.
simply because of going to that event. They said, I'm like, what? I'm like, that might have been the most I've ever heard, like in 11 months.
Yeah.
And there's like, listen, like, you guys gave us the motivation, the inspiration, but you also gave us a plan of how to do this. And so it's been awesome. Um, that's super, super cool. I love hearing that stuff. We've had people, I remember the woman who, she created her vision, and which this was in Milwaukee. We went to a Milwaukee event, and she created her vision. She realized that her part-time job was not in her vision. She was worth way more than she was getting paid. We helped her identify some other ways to make some money, and she brainstormed and masterminded a little bit with other people in the room to help her realize her strengths and things like that. And so during a break, she went out and quit her job on the phone. Peter, I tried to get her to do it on speakerphone. She wouldn't do it. She's like, "No, I can't do that." I'm like, all right, go in the hallway. And she quit her part-time job. Right then and there. It's awesome. And I
Yeah.
want to point that out because stuff can happen right there in the room. It's not like you attend it and then someday, when like a week, a month, a year down the road, life starts changing. It starts changing the moment you attend. The moment you walk in that door with us, you're gonna feel something different, and things are gonna be different for you, because you're gonna start making changes right then and there in that moment.
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, people, I've one of my students, for instance, she designed her vision, and in 3 months she lost over 20 pounds.
That's awesome.
She's been trying to lose weight forever. You know what I mean? And it is such a, I cannot explain it in reality how the actual work. There's some science behind it, and we talk about it at the actual event to show you actual proof that this stuff works. But the thing is, when you design your vision, one of the things that I think happens is, I live by this quote, and I share this quote with all my students, know it, like, this is by Tony Robbins, and goes, "Where focus goes, energy flows." So when
Yeah.
you design that document, when you know where you're going to, this exact location in California, so to speak, your focus goes towards that. And guess what? Just like in life, if you start wanting to, let's say, for instance, sometimes you never had a Cadillac and now you want to buy a Cadillac, right? All of a sudden you see Cadillacs everywhere. I believe the same exact thing happens in that vision, because you start focusing on that vision right then and there, and you start seeing things in life, choices, decisions, people, resources that are going to help you fulfill on that. And that is the coolest thing, of them all, because otherwise you're just going around and like, squirrel here, squirrel there, squirrel everywhere.
Right. Well, the
So,
thing I've seen too with the Vision Man is like, as you said, like when you focus, you start moving in that direction, and something amazing happens is once one thing changes in your life, it's almost like a pebble in a pond kind of effect. Like you start moving in one direction and all of a sudden it snowballs and it starts to expand, just like those ripples from a pebble. Because now, like for instance, let's say you have determined in your vision that you need to be more healthy, and so you start down that path. But now all of a sudden you have more energy for your work, so you're making more money, which by the way now alleviates some financial stress you have, which
yep.
by the way now plays into your relationship, because you and your spouse no longer fight about money because more money's coming in, and now you're even better because you guys are on the same page. So now you don't have this in the back of your mind that's bugging you, and so you attack all these areas so much more vigorously, and it bang bang bang, it just keeps continuing to level up. It's like a domino effect, but it all starts with the vision. And listen, creating this on your own is possible. I won't say it's impossible, but it's hard. We've been doing these, like I said, for over a decade, and it takes us a full 3 days to really dive into the extent we want to help you create this. You have to uncover and identify and overcome limiting beliefs. You have to open your scope of what you think is possible. We have to get rid of some external conditioning that we've all learned. We've all been exposed to this stuff, right? We got to get rid of that. We got to help you sometimes for the first time really see what's possible for you, what's possible for the world, how all of this can play together. And so this is why we're so passionate about this, because we have seen what's capable. We've seen what's possible. We know what people are capable of. And I know that when you join us, the same thing will be possible for you as well. And so like, let us hold your hand. We've learned a thing or two over those, over that decade plus of experience. We've seen a few things that we know works. And like, again, I'm not going to say you couldn't do this on your own, but why not? Why wouldn't you have, us walk you through that? Why would you try to do that on your own, especially for $1, to give it a shot, to give it a chance? Give yourself the chance, give yourself the opportunity. You deserve it. You deserve to have an awesome life. Everybody does, right? And
Right.
This isn't something that it's only reserved for a few people. Like, I don't care what your background is. I don't care what your story is or where you came from. Like, everyone, I believe, is capable of something really extraordinary.
Yeah. Hey, it even works for Polish people.
Right.
By the way, I'm Polish for those of you who don't know me. Okay. So listen, here is the thing. The link is below the video to the actual event, lifeonair.com/get-a-life, one word, /Raleigh 2021. Head over there. The page explains everything, explains how you can claim your code. By the remember, you're just claiming it for $1 today. And then if you love it, only if you love the event and you experience it for the full 3 days, not just one day, right? Some people do that, not just one day, but full 3 days. If you love it, if you don't, you come to us, and we're not going to process, the remaining $496 for the ticket, which is already discounted from the regular price of $997. So I'm excited. I think there's going to be full room because this is a great event. People have been asking us. I know my students and people on Life on Air have asked me, when are we doing the live events? When are we doing live events? When are we doing live events? Well, here we are. So I'm excited. So head over to the website, claim your seat. It's not going to last long. And this is, just how it is, for $1, people are going to be claiming it.
Let's do it. All right. We'll see you guys in Raleigh, North Carolina in just about a month. See you, everyone.